betrayal. That's a transaction. And the true traitor is the one who feigns ignorance of the fact.
You profane everything, Don Juan. Women, words, everything. You're only good at doing that.
So why do you love me? I mean, if you're really so good and so kind, you should have made a better choice.
No, I'm not good. I am not kind. And I never have been.
You're just a little child.
That's right. And the principal characteristic of children is their selfishness. And what if I was the same as you, huh? What if I had a taste for conquest? Do you think it's only men who like collecting scalps? Of course I could exhaust myself possessing every man I met. Why bother? I'd rather catch one big fish than a handful of minnows. And imagine, Don Juan, the man who always gets away, and I have him in my net. You will be my triumph, my badge of honor. Everyone will say, that is the girl who tied Don Juan down. What publicity. Of course, people will hate me. You can't be successful without a certain amount of resentment.
And with what weapons do you to conquer me? Women's weapons? Tears, sickness, groans, waiting?
To each his own. How would you rather I fought? With trumpets and cannons, men's weapons? Well, when you described my godmother as considerable, you misjudged her. No, she's a kindly old lady, with a sentimental weakness for believing ideas which others put into her head. She may have will of iron, but she's nonetheless malleable for that.
What do you say?
I'm saying, Don Juan, that by feigning illness and delirium, it was easy enough for me to insinuate certain vague ideas of vengeance, which she knew how to put into practice brilliantly. I'll give her credit where it's due. So do not criticize my tactics, for they have worked. For you will marry me. You will, won't you?
Yes.
There we are. I have made my official proposal. Everything is as it should be.
Don't attempt to look tougher than you really are.
Male pride again. The weaker sex. Wrong, Don Juan. Weakness, as you would call it, is one of our greatest strengths. The secret weapon which no man suspects. You're far too coarse and stupid to notice it being deployed.
You're explaining much too much, which means you lie.
You'll marry me, Don Juan. And what will I do? I'll leave the next day. You'll find a note. Thanks. But I have things to do elsewhere. By the afternoon, you'll find me with some rough stable boy. My double victory. First to marry Don Juan, then to deceive him.
That would only be a victory if it hurt me. Either your running away or your sleeping around would concern me in the least. You will, of course, be quite free.
What?
Yes. Yes, let's make a prenuptial contract, if you wish. You have the right to sleep with whomsoever you wish. You won't hear a peep out of it.
Oh, I see. Cunning. You'll force me to reciprocate.
Not at all. For my own part, I'll conjoin never to sleep with any woman but you.
That's madness. Won't you be jealous?
It's not in my nature.
You will be shamed. The whole of Europe will know about it.
Even if I believed in honor, I'd place it somewhere a bit safer than in a woman's drawers. What's the matter? Have you changed your tune? Does my being a model husband take the edge off your victory? Well, I'm terribly sorry. I'll never leave you or deceive you, and everyone will think it's a love match made in heaven, so there.
I hate you. I hate you.
Nice try, but I fear you were overambitious.
Why? Why? Promise me marriage and fidelity without love.
Call it the end of an era. Pleasure bores me. Conquest, too. But see if goodness is as good as it's cracked up to be.
You can go now.
Don't cry.
Leave me alone. It's my eyes. It's a reflex. It's an irritation. My soul is intact.
You really do love me, don't you?
Yes. I love you. Oh God, I wish I didn't. This love makes me miserable and it may last forever.
But it won't.
You have it in your power to love me. I do not have it in mine not to love you. I couldn't summon it up. I hoped
What?
you might love me and not know it. and that you wouldn't consent.
I don't understand.
You see, I understood you from the first. You do evil to prevent it being done to you. You strike first out of fear. And if you ever really love, then you would almost die for love. So I thought that you might be afraid of me.
Afraid of a little girl.
You say little girl, but I know more of the human heart than you do. My misery has allowed me access to many places hidden to you.
Your heart hasn't seen half what mine has.
Your heart has been muzzled for so long. If one loosened the straps, it would scream with pent-up pain.
Then leave it alone.
By now the straps are biting into the flesh. It is bleeding away in spite of you, and it will bleed to death. I have powers of healing. My touch could save it. But I have to believe that you love me a teeny bit, or I'm not going to play.
How can I know if I love you if I don't know what love is?
You don't need to know it in order to recognize it. Have you ever seen a fish?
Yes.
And birds?
Yes.
The one you love is like a fish in water, or a bird in the air. He takes up no space. The world slips around him. He is in his element.
And that?
He has also made a pact, or so it seems, with the whole of creation. They are agreed that the world should show him the utmost beauty, and that he uniquely knows how to appreciate its splendor. So when you are near him, the world is in holiday humor. The sun is never too hot. The rain is never too cold. The gardens always smell sweet, and stone benches seem soft as eider down. Nature loves him and attends him.
And then?
His face isn't like other faces. Another mystery. Faces one does not love, Don Juan, are easily seen for what they are. You read the architecture of the bone and the cartilage. Beneath the hair and the flesh, you see the folds, the blotches, the flabbiness, the blackheads. God, it's almost disgusting. But his is not that stuff. It's made of something else, not flesh or clay, but something from a dream.
And then?
You always feel ill, or ugly and tired before you see him. And quite alive when he's there. It's always fresh morning.
And then?
He drives all clocks to distraction. For time creeps when you are waiting for him, and races when he's there.
And then?
You lead a double life. Once for you, once for him. Even as things happen, you're thinking, how shall I tell this to him? You become a kind of poet.
And then?
You are no longer alone. Something links you umbilically with the whole world. There is no more independence, only slavery. But these are chains which set you free.
And then?
All questions end,
And then?
especially and then. There is no then, or now, or next, or is, or was. No hope, no nostalgia. Everything merely is what it is, there and in its place. It is a faith.
Isn't it all like believing in God?
It is what believing in God means. A whole world replete with meaning and warmth.
You're a good teacher.
Everything I know I've learned from you. Have you ever felt it, Don Juan?
Yes. And if you touch me, I won't say another word.
Have you ever felt it for anyone but me?
What a question. Someone very like you.
In this country?
In this country.
A few months ago?
A few months ago.
How many?
5 months and 15 days.
We've known each other for 5 months and 15 days.
You've counted them as well.
Of course.
And poor you.
No. I have nothing to complain of anymore. God has forgiven me my sins. The heavens have opened. You reject me.
I'm so unhappy.
It tears you apart and hurts and hurts. It is a blow